So here's the story. Nothing about the Steelers team right now is good. Nothing. The offense is not good enough. The defense is not good enough. Nothing is good enough. And here's another game where we're playing another team that is without key positions, and it doesn't really matter when you play the Steelers because the Steelers cannot figure out a way to make you pay for that. And I have called out for weeks how terrible this offense looks. It didn't matter that we were winning. I could still see that this offense did not look very good. And lo and behold, this offense continues to not be very good. Aaron Rodgers didn't look very good today. Nothing this team did was good enough to win this football game today. The most frustrating thing for me is that this offense does nothing to really help this defense. This offense does nothing that I can say, hey, at least they did that and that helped this defense. This offense leaves this defense out to dry more often than not. And I feel like I've been watching this and I've been seeing this for like 5 or 6 years at this point. This offense is just blah. Nothing they do helps this defense. And because this offense is such a liability, it is impacting the way that we're starting to see this defense. Is this defense able to get pressure? No, they're not able to get pressure. But this offense isn't doing anything. So when your offense is doing nothing, but you still expect your defense to perform at a high level, that doesn't make any sense. On nobody else's team would we be expecting all of these things from a defense when the offense is doing absolutely nothing to help their case. I don't get watching the Steelers team sometimes. I don't understand how this offense can look like this. And because it's not good enough, I feel like this defense is always going to take the hit and everyone's going to say they're the highest paid defense. They're the highest paid defense. That is true in some capacity, but when you have an offense that's not doing anything, how do we expect this defense to keep picking up the slack when the offense is literally doing nothing? They're doing nothing. They're turning the ball over. They're the reason why a team is scoring points. They're doing nothing to help this defense. But yet, we want to talk about how bad the defense is. Multiple things can be true here. The defense can be not as great as we hoped that they would be, but this offense can actually be way worse than we ever imagined it to be. And I think we don't spend enough time talking about how bad this offense is because we have a defense that we always want to blame. But the truth of the matter is in 2025, the NFL is an offensive league, and our offense is just not good enough anywhere ever. They're not consistent. They're not good enough. We need to talk about that more often, but we don't. What's crazy, now that I think about it, I don't even think the Steelers scored in the second half of this football game. I don't understand how you expect to win games in the NFL when you can't score but one time in one quarter. That is unacceptable. This team just has a lot of work to do, a lot of work to do. And for me, the work actually starts with figuring out who we are. I don't even know who we are anymore. I don't know who's supposed to be good. I don't know what is going on. I don't know where our defensive line has gone. I don't know why we can't get pressure on anybody. I don't even understand why we can't stop the run. I don't understand why I just watch a team run the same play over and over and over and over, and we never adjusted to the play. I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me. And then in the first half, I'm like, oh, okay, this looks good, right? Okay, it doesn't look great, but we got 2 turnovers, okay? On one of the turnovers, we didn't do anything with it. On the second one, we scored a touchdown. So I'm like, okay, maybe now we're awake and we're doing the things that we're supposed to do. Little did I know heading into the second half, everything that we would have done in the first half was just going to be for a moment in time. Because once we got into the second half of the football game, absolutely nothing made sense. The same play was being ran over and over and over. Our quarterback on 2 back-to-back possessions basically turned the ball over. We have Aaron Rodgers turning the ball over the first time for the scoop and score. And then we have Mason Rudolph turning the ball over, and it just looks bad. All the way around, it looks bad. And then the other thing I will say when I was watching this game, I remembered that the Bills were not great at stopping the run. And so I thought, we would come into this game and we might run the ball more. No, we couldn't even do that correctly. And so this Steelers team, I don't really know what to say. Nothing really looks great when it comes to this Steelers team. I can't think of a single position group on defense that I think looks really good. I can't think of a single position group on offense that looks good. I can't think of anything specifically that I can point to where I can say, hey, we can build on this. This is something that we are doing very well. We're doing consistently well. And so we can build on this. Right now, the whole Steelers team looks like a mess. Everything looks like a mess. The game plan looks like a mess. The play calling looks like a mess. The defense not being able to adjust looks like a mess. Every single thing, when I'm looking at this football team, it looks like a mess. There's nothing more I can say about that. The other thing I think is interesting is here's another game where we have had another record that was set against this team. So we had that happen against the Bengals. I think we had it happen against the Chargers, all of these different things, right? And now here comes Buffalo, who has set a new rushing record against the Steelers team at home. Like, at some point as a player, somebody has to step up and want something different. Somebody has to step up and is going to create a different type of environment, a different scenery, or somebody just has to speak up. Because at this point, I'm starting to think that we're lacking for leaders that will be vocal and that will do something, because nothing is happening. We're just stuck in neutral. We're just stuck. Actually, we're actually stuck in park, not neutral. Neutral, you can at least move yourself. We're stuck in park. We don't seem to be moving in any which direction. And honestly, Aaron Rodgers also did not look very good today. So I don't even know what to say about the Steelers team at this point, because they don't look very good. I can't point to anything where I want to clap my hands and say, great job, except for the 2 turnovers. And they looked halfway decent in the first half, but everything they did in the first half came back to bite them in the second half because they didn't make any adjustments at all. I don't even know what we talked about at halftime. But anyways, no one's here to hear me ramble about how bad the Steelers team is. So it is what it is. We're heading on to play the Ravens.